Hey guys, Colin here. Today is day 2 of the Dungeoneering series. Basically just going from 100 to 120 and showing a couple of the highlight floors that I think are interesting and would be worth sharing. Of course, start out with your overload, and I know a lot of people aren't 96 herblore, so overloads might not be the practical method. However, you should still use a prayer renewal before you go in. Prayer is a very big issue for a lot of lower level teams, and it'll help a lot with your staying alive and not being scared to tank. Um, Again, it's the regular startup. You try to get as many laws and cosmics off the start. The reason I need laws is because I have a CSB bound. I'm debating between switching back to laws because it's really useful for C1s to have laws bounded. However, a CSB is useful when you run into a warrior. As long as one or two people have it in the floor, it shouldn't be an issue. This floor, what makes it interesting is three of the people are friends, and the other one is someone I'm not too familiar with, but she was level 101 Dungeoneering, so I said, why not, let's take a chance, as I did with the last floor, but in the last floor, the person was level 80 Dungeoneering, so I figured how bad could a 101 be. As you see here, I switched to the CSB, and of course, I didn't see who hit that. I think it was Slash, but his 643, which is ridiculous on a Forgotten Warrior. A suggestion that I had from the last video was to do a live commentary. I debated doing one, and then I did, and I realized that it was a 17-minute floor, and I wasn't really comfortable posting a 17-minute video on YouTube. So what I usually do is I'll speed the clip time up. Right now this is at 1.3 times speed, which cuts the 17-minute floor and 18-minute floor down to 13, which is nice because it's less commentated and it's less boring for you guys. A really useful tip is if you're overloaded and you run into a Merc or a Ramo room, stop doing the GD and come in because it helps a lot. And as you can see, the one, you might have missed it there, but the 138 random person I got from World 77 decided that she was going to fish throughout my floor. So she was fishing there, and everyone was raging a little bit, telling her to stop. But she continued to fish. I'm a little hypocritical saying that because right now, while I'm recording this commentary, I'm fishing rocktail on the side. But besides the point, if you're going to dungeoneer, you're not going to fish. If you can think of a rule book in dungeoneering, fishing in dungeoneering basically breaks the #1 rule. You don't do it. And as you see here, we just killed a Merc from start to finish, did an entire GD, and she is yet to hit a single person. Her excuse is that she's getting food. As you can see salvials on the ground. I'm not really sure what she's thinking or how she got to 101, but she did. Okay, so here's a ferret room, and I die for the first time, which is unfortunate, but there's not much you can do with that. We already ran into a Merc, so most of my HP was drained. Tips for this room is you want to be solo or duo, and if you're duo, you want to make sure everyone knows what they're doing. But the ferrets will always run in the straight path as long as you're right behind them. As you see there, the orange one just went straight in. However, to get them out from a wall, like this one's stuck on the wall here, you need to use the scare option and then run away. So you see I'm running away from it, so then hopefully I won't scare it into another wall. I get unlucky there and scare it into the wall. But as you can see, these rooms take a while to figure out. Luckily for me, my team was smart enough to go find another door, and I was lucky that it wasn't a one-way. Just ignore all the creatures in it. As of right now, I'm hooded, so the skeleton wasn't attacking me and a lot of other stuff, but I've gotten a lot of suggestions since I released my last video on just things I can improve on, and the #1 thing that was told me was to get rid of the hood. Apparently everyone uses 100 plus dungeoneering. Hooding is just not the way to go anymore, so I need to find either a blood necklace or a hex. I'm still working towards 99 Slayer, of course, which is going to be useful towards getting the hex so that I can actually kill the soul gazers. Another thing that was suggested to me was to go for the Prom 2-hand over top of a Primal Battle Axe. The reason I had the Primal Battle Axe was because I use a CSB, so I said Celestial Surge Box, why not? Then I can spawn with this Celestial Surge Box on, and then have the Primal Battle Axe in the other hand, which made it very easy to switch between magic and melee attack styles. However, a Prometheum two-hand, pardon me, is the better option, so I switched back last floor. We get to a dead end here, so I move the, I don't even, yeah, I moved the GGS over to the three-way that I had gated. It's when you're keying, it's useful to gate where you're at and just check where the GGS is at, because if you're not keying and you're not doing anything, the standard move is to just teleport to the GGS and see what's going on there. So if you have the GGS in an optimal location, then it's going to be very helpful for your times. So as you see, the girl is finally deciding to help, and she's attacking that Hellhound with her primal two-hand, which if any of you guys dunge a fair amount, which I'm assuming you do, you'll know that a primal two-hand is not the way to go. It's an awful weapon. Since I ran this path, I realized that Y Pent was just before it, but I didn't have a gate for it because I gated the three-way. So I ran back and got it, lucked out, and found a nice little path. Something that's useful is if I, as a keyer, if the keyer asks you to gate something, and then you end up breaking the gate, still try to consider yourself responsible for that door. Because if I break a gate at Gold Triangle, but I know where Gold Triangle is, let's say, then I can just go back and open it. Meanwhile, the keyer will have to look at the map and say, I wonder what doors are open. Actually, right here I'm doing it. At the start of the map, I temporarily gated Gold Triangle, and then now that we found the key, I had to break the gate like 3 or 4 times since then, but now that we found the key, I was able to go back and open it up. It just makes the floor a lot easier to keep under control when there's not as many question mark doors, just things that the keyer doesn't know about. Here I run into a dead end, so I just teleport out and try to help out with the 3 GDs, and as you can see, she's still attacking that Hellhound, so I'm not quite sure what she was doing on this floor. And that's why I'm tempted to not even label this as just a normal floor, but as a suicide and leech, because what ends up happening is, since she's not helping, I end up doing more of the work, which results in me dying more often. The amount of times I died in this floor was ridiculous, and I was not very happy with the result. However, I figured it's still worth posting so that we can try to eliminate people who are doing things like this. At the end of the floor, she was pretty adamant towards the fact that I was mean as a keyer. She didn't like the fact that I was calling her bad, which I don't think I did deliberately at any point, but we were encouraging her to stop keying, or to stop fishing, I mean, and she continued to fish repeatedly, and then she asked us why we were being stern with her, and at the start of the floor, she said she's not a very good dungeoneer. I said, okay, well, you're one-on-one, how bad can you be, right? Yeah, she didn't understand that you don't fish in floors, and that's what I'm trying to eliminate, is if anyone can watch this video and realize, hey, I shouldn't be fishing, then this video did some bit of good. And as you see now, she's sitting there cooking. Which also brings up another good topic. She has a world bear summoned beside her, which kind of confused me. I wasn't sure why she had that, because all it does is extend your inventory. So she theoretically has a full inventory of food, and then some, and probably a bunch of stacked up rods, which is just more than you'll ever need for an entire floor. Right here, if someone happened to have 99 fletching, it would have been nice. And here's a mistake I made. I couldn't find that box of logs. I looked and I looked and I looked, and I found some grave creeper, but I missed it, and I probably killed 15 seconds there because I wasn't sure where the 95 fletching was required. It would have been nice if I'd seen it, but that's just something you can't avoid, and it's going to happen eventually. You're gonna miss something silly like that. When I say MGT, I don't necessarily say a place, because what I'm hoping is that somebody will have gated a path and they will be able to just move the GGS to somewhere useful. I noticed that my key popped up, so I left, which is exactly what everyone should do, whether you're a keyer or not. If you're doing a floor and you say, I gated in Crimson Triangle, and then the Crimson Triangle key pops up, you immediately teleport to Crimson Triangle and open it up, which just helps the floor expand a lot quicker. And even if you're leaving a GD, it's not a big deal because it's most likely under control. At this point we find the boss, And similar to the last floor, we have an issue with an agility door, since no one has 100 agility, and making a potion at this point would be worthless because all it's going to do is give the leech more free XP, and we don't want that. I'm pretty sure one of the people in this floor is 99. Yeah, one of the people in this floor is 99 agility. However, making a potion to give a leech more free XP was just redundant and didn't feel deserved, so we didn't. Um, I ended up dying a couple times in this boss because I had no food, and the one person with the bunch of food, as you can see, is standing outside of the boss room instead of helping, which is just beyond me. I don't know. I've run into a couple of people like this, and I think they know how to dunge. However, they just don't want to, so they just leech the floor. Um, what I'm doing here when I run to the corner of the room is I'm trying to see the door on the far side. It's like the door between where I'm at is one space north, and sometimes you can like snipe the corner of it and see what key is required. Um, I know they're both key doors, but I don't quite remember if they are or not. I'm hoping maybe one's a GD or something so we can get some more percent, but there was none. And really, at this point, I should have been in the boss room. When the floor is this done and everyone's this agitated with a girl leeching your floor, it's better off to just kill the boss and get out as quickly as possible. So yeah, I tell the team that the floor is done, and the only thing that can be done is to kill the boss. And of course, the supposed leecher isn't in the boss room. I right click and notice, hey, she's not here. And then we kind of rage at her, which is why I wish I could be able to do some live commentary on top of it, because it'd be nice to hear my reaction. I was pretty upset with this girl. But then again, when I speed up the clip, it would just speed up the audio, and then we'd have an issue. So that wouldn't work out so well. I don't think you guys want to hear me sound like a chipmunk at 1.3 times the speed of my normal voice. So yeah, the boss is almost done. And any other suggestions you guys want to put forth towards making these videos more enjoyable, especially in terms of how long you want them to be. I thought 13 minutes was about a nice time for a floor. It's enough time to get some good points in and hopefully see some good content, because I don't want to speed it up to like 1.9 times, which I did in the video when I was trying out music, because I wanted to see like just what it would be like. But you can't really learn too much from those kind of floors. When it's at 1.8 times, you don't really see it. So here we go, we're ending the floor, and we'll see why suicide is not the best way to go. And that's what I want to learn from this floor, is don't die as many times as I did, because it's just not beneficial. So the final time was 16 minutes and 12 seconds for 25k XP. And if you do the math, that's times 4, and it's just not pretty. So thanks for watching.